Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makal Kadesh, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stones, to the Akim and Akwath, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind to the gospel of the Lord Mashiach Yahweh Shai, in these days and times. This is Bramnasha, quick lesson, short lesson, brief lesson for the hopeful elect. So, this agenda of adopting biometrics on a larger scale is just a huge opportunity for ESO's system to have a complete lockdown on the daily lives of the people. All right, because they have to tear down the current system that they have to usher in a new one. That's the reason why they have to create a crisis. They have to create all this instability. All right, and you see the protests of the so-called union members. You know, they're getting upset because of the company, wants to do automation. And what is automation all about? It's about having machines, do the job. Just like folks that used to go to the store back in the day, back before the creation of the vending machine. You just go to the counter, you pay for your drink, tell them what you want, how many you want, with different combinations, and then the person does it for you. But when you go in front of the vending machine, you put in your cash or your coins or your card, or you pay with your phone. Before you know it, you see your selection start coming out. Yeah, so that's just an idea. So the vending machine was basically a brief introduction to automation. Just like when folks go out, but there's nobody in the store. All right, they just have nothing but vending machines in there. You pay for what you want, and the machine brings it out to you, as many as you pay for. So that's a dry run. And all that data, they can collect it and do a study. And you know how it is when those vending machines are connected to a network. So imagine what all that data collected is being used for, the type of items people are buying, the times of the day, who's buying this and who's buying that, the location where the vending machine was placed, all that stuff, man. So it just shows you, man, that which product is selling the most in a particular location. Just an idea that the companies use to develop their other products, and that's the reason why advertising is big money. All right, so you see on the screen, it says U.S. election likely to be a missed opportunity to advance digital ID policy. So they're pushing this idea that they want the so-called politicians to get on board with all this digital ID, all these biometrics. They want them to be the promoters, basically influencers. That's what they are, man. They want these politicians to be influencers. Just before you had Instagram influencers, these politicians were nothing. Were always been influencers from the get-go. Always trying to promote an idea of the big boss that's hooking him up with some investment ideas and all that stuff, so they could further solidify their plans. Their monopoly over the markets. That's just what it is. It's a big old scheme to have the people in subjection, and that's why a lot of companies are getting a lot of funding to develop more techniques or more technology to take advantage of this biometric framework. Even the IRS now is pushing that biometric stuff too. It's always about verification, verification, verification. Your cell phone too, you know, your thumbprints, your face prints, and all that stuff, man. Even for your so-called your debit card, when you download the app, all of a sudden you want to use facial recognition and all that stuff. So it's all part of the whole idea to get as much information about the person in the system, and that's how they're able to develop their plans to control the people. Because without proper information about the people beneath you, you cannot come up with a plan to dominate, and that's what they want to do. They want to dominate. So I read a quick paragraph. It says the 2024 U.S. election represents an opportunity for social dialogue around digital identity policy in the wake of a series of revelations about fraud and rumors about election integrity. Alright, so that's what happens now. They want the so-called election to be tamper-proof. But if the same people that want it to be tamper-proof are the one undermining it, what's the use? Calling it a free and fair election. But that's neither here nor there, alright? So it says the opportunity could easily slip away. However, with the right combination of circumstances and leadership, what type of circumstances? So they have to foment an environment where that topic becomes a priority that has to be discussed. All right. Combination of circumstances and leadership. International Biometrics plus Identity Association Managing Director Robert Tappan tells Biometric Update in an interview. Even before the war, or even before war in the Middle East expanded, and a major hurricane left thousands of Americans homeless and millions with power outages and substantial property damage, neither presidential candidate had offered any significant policy position on digital ID within their platforms. All right, so you understand that all these big banks and all these credit card companies, they're gonna start pushing that biometric stuff as often as they can, because they start seeing that cash is not speeding up the process for the people to come on board. So they have to get rid of cash and force the people little by little, to adopt a cashless environment. Rather than have cash, they just say well, I got my card, I have enough funds. But you know how it is. Some people don't like to be using digital, payment systems. They just want to have cash in hand. But Esau don't want that, man. He wants total domination. So, and what does it say? The situation was discussed among a panel moderated by Tappan at Identity Week, which offered a sobering account of diverging congressional interests. In other words, there is no speaking with one voice. It's just a diversity of opinion. So they want the interests of these politicians to coincide, to promote the idea of digital identity. They once did it years ago, talking about all this real ID, all that stuff. Without a real ID, you'll not be able to gain access to a government facility, a government building. You will not be able to fly on a plane. So that's exactly what they do. They're going to start closing the doors in people's faces, all because they're not interested in updating their ID, their driver's licenses, And then what have they been doing? Even before the driver's ID became a real ID, the passports were already being being updated. Just switch the passports up. So those that went to go renew their passports, what do you think they got? What do you think they got? So that's just one of the ideas that you have to be aware of. Okay, so it says that, and the observation by National Journal editor-in-chief Jeff Dufour that the government only responds to crisis. And that's one thing, that you have to highlight, that the government only responds to crisis. So whenever there's a crisis, you want to have to pay attention to see which one of these players or influencers is going to come up and start talking about the government has to take this opportunity to do this and do that. That's exactly what it's all about. So I just close my mouth and let the scripture speak. It's going to be from the book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 17. What does it say? If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. So when the Lord tells you, when you're going through a tough time and all these natural disasters and all these chaotic violence escapades in the Middle East across the world, you always want to have these so-called NGOs there, man. Always want to plug in their agenda, the agenda of the elites. So Sirach 12 and 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's how Esau operates, man. They always like to call themselves philanthropists. But at the same time, they're in love with the resources of the people. Right? They want to control the people so bad that they have to deceive them continuously. That's why you have this advertising on these different platforms, man. So we move on to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So Esau's always about taking advantage of the people through his means of deception, and that's how he is able to stay in power by deceiving the people, by using the fears of the people against them, manipulating people because of their biases, because of their emotional instability, and that's the annoying part. But what can you do? Is the Lord allow it to be that way? Without this adversity, without this crisis, there will be no separation between the servants of Lord Hamashiach Yahushua and the servants of this world. So it's important that you take note about this crisis, man. With each crisis, you get to know people by their fruits, by where they stand when it comes to the proper understanding of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua's gospel. All right. So another precept I'd like to go into will be from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 18. He says this. In fact, let's start with verse 16. These 16s does the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai hate. Bashim Kakadash, right? These 16s does the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash hate. Yes, 7 an abomination unto him, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that devised wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. So these wicked imaginations, man, is always about controlling the people. That's exactly what Esau's always pushing, man. Control, 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 controlling the people through his devious ways, man. And when the people start to complain, before you know it, he starts to, you know, ridicule them, man. You know, talking down to the people as if he's the Almighty. You know, so that's what Esau's system is all about. It's filled with faults. And those that benefit from that fault want to have dominion over the people. That's why a lot of people just choose not to go along with this voting system because you just get upset with all the false promises. So, what do you think the folks in power are going to do? They're going to have to find a way to have control over these so called disenfranchised people. So, they're going to have to push that doctrine of having biometrics, man. And they're going to push it into high schools and elementary schools. So they have to, close that circle. You know, that's exactly what they do. They have to close the circle. So they have so many plans, so many plans on the books that they have to unleash upon the people very soon. So go to another precept, going to be from the book of Proverbs. Uh, again, let's see what chapter. Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 21. It says, to have respect of persons is not good, for a piece of bread that man would transgress. So these influencers, man, that just want to get that check, that funding, that grant from from the elites. They want to have to misguide the people, man, sell the people on a lie about the great and positive developments of AI and these biometrics, man. It's a good place to invest your funds and get a good return. And before you know it, man, you're funding the downfall of your own people because you want to go along and they want to have you promote the idea of biometrics. Oh well, you gotta buy this equipment, and install it in your business. So each time these folks, they want to collect cash out of their account, they gotta use this equipment to do a quick verification. And once they do that verification, they could get their check. That's what really happens, man. So that's why these ATMs, man. These ATMs are the perfect tool to to roll out biometrics, man, because they always want to do a verification to make sure that oh well, is it who he say he is? Just like when you want to upload a lesson to YouTube, you start getting all these questions, or I plug in this verification code, or I already sent an email to your account. Answer. Oh, is it? Yes, it's me. And then you start to have your video upload. So that's exactly what ISO is doing. There's no need for people to be doing two two-step verification just to upload a lesson. You don't do a two-step verification to make a phone call. You don't do a two-step verification to eat, but they have to get it in somehow. So that's how crafty the servant is, man. And a lot of people benefit from Esau's craftiness. All these so-called middlemen that like to eat at the master's table, so they have to force their people to adopt it. Okay, that's why you have to be very very careful. So another precept we want to look into will be from the book of Proverbs. it's like Psalms. Yeah, Psalms. Psalms chapter 141. And then you read verse 4. It says, you know what? Verse 3 is good. It says, set a watch, O Lord Yahweh, before my mouth, and keep the door of my lips. So you don't want to be promoting all this biometric technology to have your people sold further into captivity, man. Because so many of our people that benefit from pushing our people in that direction of biometrics, man, rather than push them towards the proper knowledge of the Lord, the proper gospel of Lord Amashak Yahushai. So, yeah, Proverbs, like Psalms 141 verse 3, set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, and keep the door of my lips. So you have to have that spiritual discretion, all right? And then verse 4 says, incline not my heart to any evil thing, all right? So not let me be excited towards creating evil, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. So you don't want to join hand with the workers of iniquity, all right? And let me not eat of their dainties, all right? You don't want to be known for mooching of the wicked elites, man. By promoting their agenda, by misleading your own people, just to get a piece of the pie of unrighteousness. So you just have to be patient in the spirit and let the word of the Lord Shai guide you. Because our people are so desperate, man. They're desperate to make ends meet when they refuse to look unto the Lord Shai. Just like when they were in the wilderness, when they were told to look up upon the brazen serpent. Yeah, man. Some looked upon the brazen serpent, some did not look. So that's why you had the judgment of those serpents biting them, man, because they refused to take action on their own best interest towards the Lord. So that's why they fell. All right, they caved in. They caved in to their circumstance. And that's what going to happen to a lot of our people. They're going to cave in to the circumstances of their environment. And their environment is completely becoming more biometric. All right, with your so-called license plate readers and all these red light cameras, all that stuff. So it's getting there. All right, it's getting there. So Psalms 114 and 4. Incline not mine heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties. Yeah, so you don't want to be an investor in the demise of your people, in hindering the gospel of the Lord. You can imagine folks just invest in all this RFID chip companies, man, just to have the grain of rice available on Amazon so that people could chip themselves personally. Say, oh man, how much you making a month? Making like 10 grand a month. With a $2,000 investment, I'm already making 10 grand a month, because a lot of people will start going online to buy all these RFID chips. They're gonna start trying to set up their own business too, mobile shipping business. Coming to a locality near you. Just like you have all these food trucks, you're gonna have RFID trucks. Just like you have all these mobile tattoo parlors. So it's just an idea that they keep pushing, man. They want to get down with the tattoo parlors to be pushing all these digital tattoos, man. So it's just things you have to be careful about, man. All right. So to wrap it up, just got another precept from the book of Proverbs chapter 23, and then verse 6. It says, Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Yeah, so don't be what you call it, thirsty, to join hands with the wicked, to further mislead your people, because you see a promising opportunity to make a quick buck. So you just have to be diligent, in your discernment of how to avoid such chaotic mindsets, man. So you just gotta be prayerful, man, that you do not get deceived. Yeah, because deception is dangerous, man. It looks harmful, but the result at the end, man, is disastrous, man. It's very disastrous. That's the worst thing. That a so-called friend can do. Tell a lie. Scripture says, "Thou shalt not be a false witness." So you just gotta be careful. All right. So it says that, you see, towards the end of the paragraph, that the government only responds to crisis. So yeah, be very vigilant about what's happening around you. False flags, natural disasters. Just take your time to look at things carefully, because you don't want to be knocked out of your proper position, and be deceived, man. You don't want to be deceived because of somebody else's emotional instability. Woman is crying, "We haven't eaten in days. We haven't eaten in days. We're gonna eat. We're gonna eat. We're gonna eat. Oh, I gotta." Hey, just chalk it up to the faith and Lord of my Shaki, I was shy, man. Because a lot of people are gonna break. They're gonna break. They're gonna give up, man. They're just gonna cave into all that pressure and demands of their family, and they're just gonna take the chip, all because they want to feed their family for a loaf of bread. They want a piece of the dainties. So you just gotta be circumspect. So that's a point there. Ratiza, you've been edified, and Tawada Yabashima Shaba Shima Kakadash, that you gotta prepare yourself through this crisis. Shalom.